Welcome back to Great Day Washington. This segment is sponsored by Cox Mobile.
Families are surrounded by digital information, and it's a hard thing for parents to monitor.
Yeah, so our very own Elaine Espinola sat down with Jill Murphy from Common Sense Media to get her advice on how to keep our kids safe.
Jill, welcome to Great Day Washington. Thanks for talking with us about this very important topic. Let's start by asking why it's so important for parents to have conversations with their kids about phone safety.
I mean, this is where kids are spending their time. So we really need to meet them where they are and really get behind that screen and understand what they're doing and where they're spending their time.
Yeah. And, I think a lot of parents think that they're doing the right thing by their kids with their phones. They're having conversations or maybe checking, but there are blind spots. Is that right? What types of blind spots do parents have?
One particular blind spot that parents have is location services being readily available and on most of the apps that kids are using. So that's an area where we really encourage parents to pay attention to where kids have their location settings on, within what apps, and what kind of exposure they're open to.
Yeah, because they really open themselves up to a lot of people and the kids don't even realize it. So that can be something that parents need to look into. How can parents become more tech savvy and then help prevent their kids from hiding content from us?
So starting from that open dialogue, a place of trust, a place of communication, it sounds simple, but that actually takes a lot of time and a lot of maintenance on a regular basis. But having that open communication and those conversations, having your kids share with you what they're doing online, doing that early and often. With Common Sense Media, we do the heavy lifting for you. So we do ratings and reviews, and parents can take a look at that information online if they don't feel comfortable downloading and getting involved in some of these platforms on their own. Alternatively, getting engaged in those platforms, having kids show you what they're doing, those are the kinds of things that will help parents establish a little bit more comfort with what their kids are doing online. And then that will also help to empower their kids. Like, let them teach you, let them show you what they're doing, so you guys can openly discuss it, and you can ask questions and let them know what you don't know.
Such a great point. And when it comes to parenting in this digital world and the space that we're in, what are some of the biggest concerns that parents have?
One of the biggest concerns is bullying, and we know that can happen between friends. So that's a space that parents are always concerned about, and I feel like we've been talking about that for years, but it's still very much a real topic. And kids aren't always classifying it as bullying because it might be coming from a friend. So we want to encourage kids not to respond. They are very inclined to respond and react as fast as they can because that's what they do in their communication with their friends. But in this case, we need them to pause and think. We don't want them retaliating. We want them telling a trusted adult. So we hope that you've established this open communication, and so they know that they can come to you. When it gets to a point, parents need to be able to block that person, even if it is a friend, or encourage their kids to block them so they can limit that communication. Screenshot the evidence. You never know how quickly these things can escalate, so it's important to have information at the ready so you know what it was that your kid was dealing with. And then when it gets to that point as well, you should be prepared to report it, whether that's to the police or the parent of the kid that's involved or to the school. But it's always important, again, to have that evidence and be ready to have that communication not only with your kid, but with other authorities to make sure that you can put an end to this.
Absolutely. Such great advice. Thank you so much, Jill. Where can people go to find more information?
CoxMobileSafety.com is available. There's a new survey. There's lots of results and information there, and tons of parenting resources. More parenting resources available on commonsensemedia.org.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elaine. Again, and for more information, you can head to CoxMobileSafety.com.